Many mainstream media and financial groups will not suggest you invest a significant portion of your funds into silver and gold until it's finally too late. So, and I can give you story from like this, 2000s with Susie Orman talking Larry King, all the way to the former chairman of the Federal Reserve, Ben Bernanke, talking about gold is not a good investment. Now, I'm from Vancouver, Canada, and that was where the Winter Olympics were from. And if you were in Vancouver during the 2010 Olympics, you would have seen the $1 million gold coin. And the $1 million gold coin was about a foot. Maybe a foot and a half in size. It was very impressive and very thick. It was probably about 5 inches thick, and it was worth, value-wise, about $3.4 million at the time when gold was up. But if you had gone to Vancouver during the World Exposition in 1986, so 25 years earlier, you would have seen the $1 million coin then. And the $1 million coin then was more than 10 times the size of that coin.
Wow.
If that coin still exists that day, they should probably change it to the $1 billion coin.
Wow.
But that tells you the purchasing value of your money compared to gold.
Mm-hmm.
And so even now, you've seen gold and silver prices have gone down, but when you look at it from a technical analysis, they're not down. They're actually up. And so when you look, you can go from, here's Larry King talking to Susie Orman. Do you ever recommend silver and gold? No. Gold price, $280. That was April 2000. February 26, 2003. Gold or fool's gold was another article about not investing in gold. Gold price, $355. Moving on, this is 2005, Halloween. It doesn't always pay to go for gold. Gold price, $463. Attack of the gold bugs. The price of precious metals is rising when it should be dropping. What gives? This is Daniel Gross, April 11, 2006. Gold price, $690. Price keeps on going up, and they keep on telling you the gold price is going down. Bad investment advice is much scarier than Halloween. It doesn't always go for gold. This is, I think this guy's name is Guy Steele. I can't remember his name. Gold price is going up. That was 2005. Gold is a bad hedge, questionable investment. 2007, another article. Gold price, $735. You can go after article after article. This is Ben Bernanke talking to Ron Paul. This is July 13, 2011. Ron Paul, do you think gold is money? Ben Bernanke, no. That's the chairman of the Federal Reserve saying no.
Yep, I watched that one.
Yeah.
And and you know what? He nailed him. And everybody I know, whether they're Ron Paul supporter or not, they agreed. Because, well, I guess that's where the central banking comes in, because they like to hold all the gold, don't they? Or we think, or I don't know. When
I don't know an answer, I don't say anything. Yeah. I try my best to hold, it's
that
like,
was
for example,
great, that's something we'll have to air one time. Now, we've got 5 minutes. I want to get to what works, but
I just want to ask one question.
10.
Leslie, where's gold right now?
Gold right now in regards to where is it heading towards, you mean?
No, what's the price of it right now in 2014?
Gold right now, I'm guessing it's between $1,100 and $1,300. I think it's around $1,200. It might be a little bit less than that. I think it's been heading down. It's a great time to buy.
So in about a 10-year span, we've gone from $280 to $1,100. Sounds like a pretty good deal to me.
It is, and when prices go down, it's just a time to go and accumulate it. You're holding it. It's not obviously the biggest portion of your investment, but it's there as a safe haven because it's a commodity that rises against printable currencies.
Wow.
You know what, Leslie? We can finish going with the dangers of investing, and if you're open for next week on the 24th, we can go for what works, because I didn't have a call back from a guest I invited, so I just figured I'd throw that out there because I could keep talking, and this is the good stuff for everybody. So, because it says we have 3 minutes left, and we're only to number 7?
Number 6. Beware of good billionaires. Number 7. Beware of bad billionaires. Number 8 is all investment companies have a story behind them, and an investment can have a story just to get your money, a.k.a. the Ponzi scheme you talked about. Danger number 9, really quickly, is that a great company in one generation does not mean it will be a great investment in another one. I'll give you an example, Kodak. Kodak was on the Dow Jones for years, and then one day they lost their market share because the competition came in and took over. Danger number 10, which is the worst one, is that the investment world is getting worse and more dangerous while the political environment is getting even more worse. I do a 30-day test where I actually go through the news and show people the news what's going on. This weekend, we just had the G20 summit in Australia, where I know that Prime Minister Stephen Harper and David Cameron, Prime Minister of England, and Barack Obama, the President of the United States, all went after Vladimir Putin about other things that had nothing to do with the G20 summit, which just tells you that there's a lot of tension going on out there. So that's danger number 10, to go really quickly.
Now, what they... what about, okay, now I'm just reading what the Ponzi scheme with these other people were CDs. It says they told them almost too good to be true returns on CDs, which are, and they were assured their money was covered by the FDIC. So I guess that was a Ponzi scheme. So I would say that would probably be one of the dangers, right? I mean, CDs, is that on your list?
Danger. What you just said, well, CDs, not necessarily. The way you described it is that they probably, I don't know what happened, but what it sounds like is it's a combination of danger number 8 and danger number, in regards to they're just trying to get your money. They may have come in there and put in CDs and stuff like that and said it was FDIC approved and insured and all that sort of stuff, but maybe it wasn't. Maybe they just created those documents and they were never registered with the government or whatever.
I think they took their money and they bought a bunch of planes and houses and stuff like that. Now,
a very common story.
Yeah. We've got 2 minutes. Did you want to go into what works, or shall we do a second segment, or do you want to give us a little piece of a second segment for next week for our listeners to hold on to? We have 1 minute left.
Sure. I'll give you a little segment of next week in regards to what still works. So I'm not against investing. What I am against is, it's about, if you don't do your own financial thinking, somebody else is going to be doing your financial thinking for you. So what we want you to do is, you've heard all these dangers out there, and the question I always ask is, who do you trust with your money? And I'm hoping that after all the years that you've lived by and you've seen all the stories out there, maybe it's time you trust yourself with your money first before you give it to somebody else. And so there are two financial vehicles I always talk about in regards to what still works. One of them has been around for 1,400 years, has survived every single financial crash that's been out there, has for the last 200 years in North America, specifically the United States and Canada we're talking about over here, it has survived every single year, has produced a rate of return higher than the stated rate of inflation. Walt Disney built Disneyland using this. Ray Kroc built McDonald's using this. Senator John McCain ran his campaign against Barack Obama in 2008 using this particular vehicle. The current Vice President of the United States is Joe Biden. And if you look at his financial records, he does this himself right now. J.C. Penney has done this, and pretty well a lot of the presidents of the United States in the past have done this.
They're going to cut us off. We're out of time here, WMEL. Leslie, you'll come back next week and you're going to tell us, we're going to continue on what works. Do your own financial thinking. This is Leslie Michael, Money Uncensored. You can find him online. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Leslie. I'm sorry time went so quick, but hoping you'll come on next week and finish up.
I'll be happy.
Our forecast for today has a 60% chance of rain with a high of 82. Tonight's forecast will have a low of 56 with an 80% chance of rain. Tomorrow's high will only reach 60 with a 30% chance of rain. And for Wednesday, the skies will be sunny with a high of 66. For the remainder of the week, our temperatures will be in the mid to upper 70s with lows in the mid 60s through Sunday. It's Herman Cain, weekdays at 11 here on AM 1300 WMEL and worldwide at 1300WMEL.com.
Take control of your money. Start by listening to The Dave Ramsey Show.
The average car payment in North America today is $486 over 82 months, according to the National Auto Dealers Association. That's $500 a month. Hello. If you take that $500 a month and you put it in a cookie jar for 10 months, you have $5,000. And if you can't save up and pay cash for your car, that means you can't afford the car.
It's Dave Ramsey, 2 to 5 p.m. weekdays on AM 1300 WMEL.
WMEL, Cocoa Beach, Melbourne.
It's 2 o'clock.
NBC News Radio, I'm Chris Jensen at the White House. Just 2 days after arriving at a Nebraska hospital, Dr. Martin Salia has died of Ebola. Dr. Jeffrey Gold, chancellor of the Nebraska Medical Center, says Salia was too sick to save.
In the very advanced stages,
Even the most modern techniques that we have at our disposal are not enough to help these patients once they reach a critical threshold.
The big chill is heading east. Frigid temperatures and snow